What's going on? Sniper Doofus back with another weekly recap. Now this week I did only take one trade, and I did make a mistake, but it was actually my first triple digit trade, so I'll put up the trade at the end of the video, the actual dollar amount. Sorry about the ads, I'm just a broke ass 18-year-old. Just a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, so just do trade at your own risk. So what I do in these videos is I go over the trades I placed in the last week, and I also go over just the things I did wrong and some trades I missed. So this week I only did place one trade, but then it was my biggest trade, so I didn't really want to enter back into the markets after getting that big win, as I did think that it would mess around with my head. So with that said, that's the reason why I did only take one trade. Now let's just get into the video. So heading into the first trade that I actually took this week, whoa, no ads on any chart, sorry about that, but the first trade I did take this week was on the only trade I took this week was on GBP CHF. Now let me go over the reasons as to why I was positioned long into this trade, and let me just where's COVID? So taking into this trade, I can kind of see that it's ranging in between this low to this high, and we can see it's just come from this this low, so it's probably heading back towards the upside. So that's kind of the generic basis that I have. Now also, if I was to take a look pre-COVID, we can see that these extreme lows came down to this 1.11 area, and then we can see like pre-COVID is trading towards the higher part of this range. So that's already showing me that it's probably more inclined to head towards that upside. Now when I go and I start marking up my key levels, what I was seeing that it was kind of just ranging here sideways, so I kind of just wanted to get in and enter in on one of these lows here. So as I entered in, something that I didn't do pretty well is entering within that 0.5 to 0.6 area, but we'll see where I use my fibs from. So I use my fibs from this low to this high to kind of enter in around that in between that 0.5 to 0.6 area, which is over here. So we can see that that blue line here is a 0.5. I entered just above it. Now if I was to enter in between, we can see that I could have upped to my pips by about 30 pips on that entry. So a bit of patience would have been better, because I actually entered in once again when that was at around here. So we can actually see that this trade did go and hit the stop loss, but in my head I still had that bias towards the upside, and so therefore I did let this trade kind of go a bit over like the risk to reward ratio, which is completely irresponsible, and I did not recommend doing that. But we can see that it paid off as it came back and went towards the upside. Now it's coming back down, and if it continues to do this, we can also see that on the OBV it's at a new low compared to here, and then you'll see if we take a look here, we can see that it's oversold as well. So this here could be a possible buy once again heading into the week, as we can kind of see it's on this key level, and then we can see that there was a lower low though around here. So that's kind of just the trade that I took this week. Something I should have improved on was that that entry point, because if that entry point was in between that 0.5 to 0.6, then we can see that my stop loss could have been a lot further down and it wouldn't have hit it, you know what I mean? So that's just what I could have done better for that trade. So with that said, let's just go over into the next trade that I actually missed this week. Alright, so another trade I took this week, I actually took two trades, my bad. I just take my meta trade and I can see was on Euro AUD. So we can see that it did create a new high, and but this is what I was seeing just in my head. So I can see that it tested these highs, came back down, tested the highs, came back down, and then if we take a look pre-COVID, we can kind of see when was COVID? Up here, it was, we can see pre-COVID, it's kind of every time I hit this high, it kind of shot back down, and it was trading down below here. So what I was thinking is that if it was showing signs of rejection, once again at this area here, then I could possibly target it down towards the downside and towards this next key level, down here or down here. So what happened was, I entered in on this position. Maybe we'll go to like the 15 minutes so it just shows it a bit more clearly. So what happened was, I had entered in here, it went to a slight drawdown, and then it came down here. Now what I did was, it came into enough of a area where I would feel like it has enough room to kind of move around, to jiggle around, and not hit my stop loss. So what I did was I kind of closed half the position, and then I moved my stop loss to break even, and I kind of just hoped that it went and continued to head down towards this downside and just gaining those extra profits. But if we just once again go out to that hourly and zoom out here, we can see that it just continued to create a new high, and it's staying above it. So I'm really happy that I did move my stop loss to break even, or else I would have lost a bigger reward. Instead I gained about like 1%, and I'm happy about this trade. It just didn't go my way, and I did miss out on about 1%, but you know, I'm still happy that I ended this week profitable, without even leaving the house. So hopefully I can keep up these gains, just heading into the next weeks, and doing my FTMO challenge, and hopefully we just get it, you know. So that's just going to be it for this pair, and I'll see you in the next clip. Alright, so heading into the next trade that I would have liked to have entered in was this New Zealand dollar US dollar. So we can kind of see that this here is what I was targeting. This here was like the trade that I was lining up, right? So I wanted to enter in really once again around this in between this 0.5 to 0.6 area and take it towards the upside. But I analyzed it as here because this is where the market closed or whatever. So we can see that here as well on this GBP, it kind of dipped below, like it just went into kind of that oversold area down here. And the same thing happened over here as well. We can see it's kind of just hanging around that oversold area. But I did want to have entered in around there. Anyway, so we can see that this trade, if I had placed it, it would be in the upside, and it would be up around 87 pips in profit. So the reason really as to why I didn't take this trade is because this trade here would have been open for the whole week, and on Monday, or like Monday morning for me around 3 AM, I went to bed. I did try, no, I actually had an exam at around 12 PM that day, so I tried to kind of stay up, but at the same time I needed to do my exam, and therefore I wasn't able to get in those orders for a long position on this pair. And I guess I've missed out on this trade here, which I did analyze and I did want to take towards the upside. We can see like I would have closed half the position, moved stop loss up. Now I'll be trading with zero risk essentially. Or I could even move my stop loss up to just around here. We can see that there's this key level here being shown again. So like that's kind of what would have happened if I did enter in this trade. Simply the time zones just like weren't there. But as I am working towards that FTMO challenge and getting that funding, that'll be a huge influence on my sleep schedule and being awake for those 5 PM till that 6 AM time frame within the London to that New York session. So that was a trade I analyzed literally on stream, so that would have been some nice pips. There's another ad for me. Also, I'm going to buy TradingView once I get funded, hopefully, if I do. But that's just really going to be it for the video, guys. That was a trade that I missed that I wanted to get in on, and that was a trade I took on that GBP CHF. I know it was a short one, but that's really just all I did for the week. Come and check out my streams, but my streams are also uploaded onto YouTube, so feel free to check it out. If you want to send me a message, just check out the socials in the description down below, and I hope to see you guys next week. See ya.